Yes, yes, Sir Hairless here. Today we go back to the Avi era with another one of Pentatonix's Grammy winners. This time it was for the best country duo / group performance. We've seen their other Grammy winners, Daft Punk and Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Both of them were amazing. So this one, Jolene, completes their Grammy trifecta. They are singing it with the legend herself, with Dolly Parton. I love the original song. I think most people do. I love Pentatonix, so without further ado, let's get straight into it.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain. I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep. There's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. But I can easily understand how you could easily take my man. You don't know what it means to me, Jolene.
Well, Dolly certainly still has it, doesn't she? I mean, to be fair, this video is 2016, so 9 years ago. I've just seen the description here. It has a hashtag Christmas music and holiday music. Are they really passing off Jolene as a Christmas song? But yeah, really cool to see them singing with her. This is a short one. They're already halfway through, it seems. So just like with other short ones, I'll just play it through until the end and then we'll go over some analysis at the end. I will say though, it's not really what I expected. And that's because the original song, such an important, integral part of it, at least in my opinion, what really makes the song so catchy and probably as famous as it is the guitar part, which is very rhythmically complex, giving essentially permanent syncopation throughout the song, which just gives it an extra layer of like added bounce or jumpiness. Pentatonix, being human, even though they might not seem like it at times, obviously cannot sing a guitar part where the fingers are moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So instead they've gone for the more homophonic approach, the more chordal approach, a lot of oohs, ahs, sliding up and down. Completely different take on the same song. Having Dolly there though completes the feel for sure. This is one of those songs where it's almost like she really is the only one who can sing it, or I don't know, there's just something about the way she sings it. So much character to her voice, she really gives it that Dolly Parton feel. Probably one of the silliest things I've ever said, Dolly Parton giving a song a Dolly Parton feel. Anyway, let's carry on until the end. There's about 1 minute left.
Jolene, 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 oh, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can.
Well, you could have your choice of man, but I can never love again, and he's the only one for me, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you, and whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 oh, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Oh, please don't take him even though you can. Oh, please don't take him even though you can. Oh, Jolene.
Scott, did you not give her the little high five? Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, well, short and sweet. It's quite funny if you think about it that Pentatonix have won a country Grammy. When I think of Pentatonix, I certainly don't think of country. I would think more of home free. Then again, I'm not from the States, so maybe my perception of country is a little bit skewed. Dolly Parton, though, personification of country, and I'm sure she is one of the main reasons this Grammy was given here. Well, I won't babble on. I think let's just kind of get straight to it. I'll go back through it, point out the most interesting things. I want to start off by just complimenting Avi in particular. He really makes this performance. Overall, the performance is fairly repetitive. I mean, the song itself is repetitive. I was listening to it beforehand just a few times just to, you know, get it ingrained in my brain ahead of coming into Pentatonix covering it. And I was thinking about the music, you know, the guitar syncopation, wondering what Pentatonix would do, how they'd change it. And another immediate thought was just how repetitive the song is. With certain songs, repetition really makes them. They have to be catchy enough. Often we think, oh, repetition can get boring. It's a short song. It's a sweet song. It's to the point. No messing around with anything. It's just there. It is what it is. It's catchy. There is repetition in it. Avi's part, though, in this cover version is really what enables the repetition. It just gets us bouncing. We don't have the crazy finger plucking guitar. Let's start with that in the original, actually. So the original is in a slightly higher key. That's probably just because Dolly Parton now is much older, so her voice would have moved down in range a little bit. Singing a bit lower would be more comfortable for her. We'll notice that Pentatonix actually exclude this introduction altogether. They just come straight in, very to the point again on Jolene.
Jolene.
Why do voice cracks exist? In unison, and it's Avi again who's kind of slightly sliding up to it like a very subtle though, not that exaggerated.
Jolene, Jolene.
And then he moves down while everyone else moves up to the next note. But yeah, back to the original, that guitar part. You've got the constant beat at the bottom, chump, 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 chump. But then and forgive me for this, but this is how your brain kind of interprets it. Every one of those kind of sub beats is where you're hearing a note, and some of them are dotted, which means there's a bit of a swing rhythm. Chun, cha, chun, cha, chun, cha, instead of just cha, 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 cha. And it's the mixture of these coming together that gives it this syncopation and this jumpy yet somewhat regimented feel. And I think we can agree it's a lovely guitar part. It sounds complex, with the bass underneath. Boom, 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 boom.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Now the harmony comes out. We are kind of immediately told this will be a homophonic performance, predominantly homophonic, in everyone except for Dolly with the melody. Also, hello, Hairless Mitch. That's not something I have seen so often. This performance as a whole is quite reduced, especially compared to a lot of the newer Pentatonix that we're seeing. At the time of recording, my last Pentatonix video was The Prayer. Make sure you watch that video if you haven't seen that one. That was a great one and such a full sound. And the reason is because of how many layers we're hearing. They're using multi-tracking, layering, more than actual 5 parts for most of it. So it would be impossible for them to sing purely live. And then when you add in the other layering, so like the same part just sounding at the same time multiple times for a fuller sound, it's such a rich sound. This, it's the opposite. It's meant to be live. It's meant to be raw. It's just them, the 5 of them, plus Dolly, of course, singing. I was kind of wondering about the claps later on because the claps sound much more full and it looked like it was just Avi and Kevin clapping away from the mic. So maybe some claps have been added in post. And the reason I'm saying all this is because I was looking at Kevin and I was thinking about Kevin. His part is so consistent. It's almost like a train chugging along, you know, chugga, 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 chugga. Really keeping things constant, consistent, moving, whilst the other parts have a bit of swing and sliding to them.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Your beauty is beyond compare with flaming locks of auburn hair, ivory skin and eyes of emerald green.
So the chordal accompaniment here, the oohs, they're again just to the point. I feel like this song is to the point. There's no messing about with it. There's no making things complicated for the sake of it. We know what Pentatonix are capable of. The world knows what Pentatonix are capable of. The world certainly knows what Dolly Parton is capable of. So I think they're just uniting in simplicity with this arrangement, with this song. The chords are pretty much moving all at the same time. There is one of the inner parts moving mid chord just for a tiny bit of extra movement.
Your beauty is beyond compare with flaming locks of...
There, Scott, did you hear him? Moving up to that top note just in time to then move down with Mitch.
Beauty is beyond compare with flaming locks of auburn hair, ivory skin and eyes of emerald green.
But Avi here really, in my opinion, is the MVP. The tuning's just so spot on. And even though it's a fairly simple part compared to some other things we've heard him sing where he's jumping all over the place, it is still jumpy, which means the notes that he's singing are very short. That's what gives it the rhythm. And with shorter notes, when you're arriving on a shorter note, the tuning is harder. It's just how it works. Humans are not instruments, unlike a piano. When you play a note, it hits the string and that note will be absolute. It will always sound like that. With a human, you know, there's a fraction of a millisecond where you have to make that calculation in your head, arrive on the note. And often if you listen to people singing in super, super slow-mo, when they start singing, there will be a little adjustment before they arrive on the note. So Avi is just straight on it. He just gives it the rhythm, the tuning, the harmonic foundation. Yeah, big props to him in this one.
Your smile is like a breath of spring. Your voice is soft like summer rain. I cannot compete with you, Jolene.
So we get the first homophonic chorus background of Jolene now, not just ooze. And there's an old adage famously attributed to several composers, which is something like, music is not about the notes themselves, but the silence in between. Or the most important thing in music is not the note themselves, it's the silence in between. Pentatonix are really leaning into that here. You might be thinking, so Hairless, what do you mean? There's a constant sound of singing, they're always singing ooh or something. Well, it's their breaths. The breaths in between these oohs are one, very different, right? So naturally our brains create this contrast between a breath and a luscious, smooth ooh sound. But two, they're very exaggerated and very precise. In a cappella singing, breath control really is one of your biggest cues. There'll be a lot of exercises in choirs and whatnot where the conductor will say, everyone close your eyes and come in at the same time. It's impossible without looking at the conductor or anyone else. So what's your cue? Everyone breathing at the same time. Obviously different in this song when you have a beat and everything else. I'm just trying to emphasize how important breathing really is, even though it might not always seem it.
Your smile is like a breath of spring.
Obviously, because everyone is singing most of the time, they don't actually have much time to breathe, which is no doubt another reason why the breaths are very snatchy, but they're still very precise, which is obviously what you want. All right, let's move forward a bit. If you enjoy these videos or find them helpful, please consider supporting me. Patreon has a bunch of exclusive benefits, behind the scenes videos, additional reaction content, Q&A videos, and more. For a one-time donation, you can donate me a hot chocolate at the Buy Me a Coffee link, or become a YouTube member for these groovy emojis and membership badges. And a huge thank you to these lovely people on the screen now. In a fairly repetitive song, you want to get some differences in there where you can. I often say this with a cappella arrangements. Let's listen to Avi here. He just drops down just once, very cheekily.
Jolene.
Now he's back up.
Jolene.
And they're dropping down, giving us just a little extra Joe and everything. It really adds a lot to the arrangement. Just a small change, adding so much.
Jolene. Oh, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Dolly Parton, I don't really think I need to say too much. I think she does a fantastic job here. She's got charisma, she's got character, she's got attitude, she seems quite sassy. She certainly has a great voice. I love how she implements air into her sound, almost for like these dejected whispers almost. What I would like to know, so please let me know if you know the answer to this, is how this arrangement came about. Is Dolly Parton a Pentatonix fan? Was it someone else's idea? How did this come into fruition? Then comes the next chapter of this song, shall we say.
Well, you could have your choice of man, but I could never love again, and he's the only one for me, Jolene.
And I think what we hear is very self-explanatory. Scott comes in, then Kirsty, and then the way they've done this three-part harmony instead of fully layering upwards. Kirsty then kind of moves up away from Scott, and then Mitch comes in and slots very nicely in the middle there. I wasn't actually expecting Dolly Parton to come in with the almost counter melody.
The only one for me, Jolene.
With the very country crack or mini yodel almost at that point. I personally don't really think that this little break was needed in this arrangement. Again, going back to what I said earlier, I just feel the original song is short and sweet enough that it just goes through all the way and no one will mind. We're not hearing it for 5 or 6 minutes, it's a couple of minutes. But again, being an a cappella arrangement, you have to do something different, and I'm sure Dolly Parton probably appreciates the change. I'm sure she's sung this song so many times before. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. We are, of course, entitled to our own opinions. Having said that, I do like the second part of this chapter.
I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you, and whatever you decide to do, Jolene.
Just a very full homophonic sound, and Dolly Parton is kind of free to do what she wants with it. And then after that, we return to the same musical ideas we had before, and we finish.
Oh, please don't take it, even though you can.
Oh, Jolene.
With another bit of a change to finish with, just like we opened with, really. Well, classic song covered by the most famous a cappella group in the world, and of course Dolly Parton. Good take on it. They didn't go overboard with anything. Short and sweet, like I've probably said 20 times in this video already. And because of that, I think simplicity was the purpose of this arrangement. It's maybe the simplest Pentatonix arrangement I've heard to date, I would say. And that's not a bad thing. I say so often that I believe simplicity sometimes is definitely the way to go. It just depends on the song and what your goal is and who the target audience is, and if you're performing with anyone else, who they are, what they want. So many considerations to be had. Short, sweet, simple, to the point, classic song. I don't need to say anything else. Let me know your thoughts on this one and if you think it deserved the Grammy. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Would really appreciate a like. It does help so much. Comment down below. I'm going to say a cowboy emoji to show me that you've made it this far. Comments, even if you don't want to say anything, just really help the algorithm and help to push my videos to more people. So that would be appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time.